Life can be a struggle at times, but it can also be rough for our pets, and that is where Ruff Haven comes in. So joining us now is Stan Stensrud with Ruff Haven Crisis Sheltering. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Courtney.
And we have a visitor. Can you tell us a little bit about Roxy?
Yeah, this is Roxy. She is staying with us for a little while, and hopefully she'll be back reunited pretty soon.
So for people who aren't familiar with what Ruff Haven does, tell us a little bit about it. It's a unique shelter.
It is. What we do is when someone is in a crisis situation, such as home insecurity, domestic violence, hospitalization, or even addiction, what we do is we will take their pet and we will board or foster them for a certain period of time so that they can be reunited back with their owner.
Which is so wonderful to hear, especially because you'll talk to certain people who might be going through a rough patch and they may need those extra services, but where they're going won't allow pets. And so I've heard from people where they don't seek those services because they're afraid of what will happen to their family member.
You know, that is exactly what happens is they won't, addiction, they won't get the help that they need. We had somebody who needed to have some surgery done. They refused to do it because they had nowhere, they had no support for their cat to be taken care of. And this way, we make sure that they can take care of what they need to. And also in domestic abuse situations, that's a really big one. They will not leave the abuser because the abuser will threaten the pet. This way, we can board, foster the pet, and they can get to a safe place and get done what they need to do to be back with that pet.
And I'm glad you brought up the issue of domestic abuse. We wanted to talk a little bit about a new law, HB 175, I believe. Tell us a little bit on what changed with that passing.
Thank you. I'm really glad you asked that question. We were very instrumental, Ruff Haven Crisis Sheltering, in bringing this bill to pass. And what it does is that in a domestic violence situation, the pet, before it was considered property. Now it actually can be put into a protective order. And we were so happy that that was signed into law in April of this year.
So is that similar to if someone is in a domestic situation, as including maybe their children?
Absolutely.
That's incredible to hear.
Yep.
And we also wanted to talk about an event that you have this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you. It's amazing. I always say we're the little nonprofit that can. We've been around for just over 2 years. We are having our second annual, we call it Holiday Birthday Bash, and that's going to be this Saturday. And if you'd like to join us, tickets are on sale at ruffhaven.org. And like I said, it's going to be this Saturday. And also we want everybody to know if they'd like to volunteer, donate. We're a completely nonprofit, all volunteer organization. Still, you can go to ruffhaven.org, ruffhaven.org, and you can look at everything you can do with that. 2
years, and you started in a unique time.
Yes, we did.
What has the last 2 years been like for you?
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. It's actually been so incredible. We started right in the middle of the pandemic, and people say you're starting right now, but yet it was a great time to start because of everything that was happening. There was a lot of home insecurities and different things like that, and it really has been so overwhelmingly such a blessing to everybody. There's so many things that we've been able to do. You were involved with us on one of our outreaches with our vets, making sure that we do vaccinations. We actually have quarterly vaccinations, which we just had our 8th one. We do them every 3 months. We've actually done over 2,000 vaccinations. We'll do chips, give them food, whatever else that they need to have to make sure that these little guys are taken care of.
Well, I appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you.
I mean, helping those animals is helping so many people, as we saw when we followed you around. It's just great to see all of that out there.
It's our family, right?
Before we go, let's tell people again where they can find more information.
If you go to ruffhaven.org, you can find everything about us right there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.